Greetings and salutations, my friends. I am Chance. This is video Ghoulash. You know this. At least I'm guessing most of you do. Good morning. Good morning. Good Saturday morning to you. See who we've got in the house here. I'm rocking the Killer Cross t-shirt, by the way. If you know who Killer Cross is, cool. Rock and roll. Rock and roll. Hey, what's up? Virgil over at South of Sanity is here. Oh, yeah, we got that Full Moon Diner kicking right there. My girl got that for me for our anniversary. Very cool. Very cool. And funny, I had this little guy that went with him. Like I've had that for a while. Hey, come on, camera. Camera, do camera things. Camera, do camera things. Oh, my God, there it is. Right on, man. Pam, hello. Danny, hello. Thorn in the house. Todd, you talented cuss word. Right on. It's good to see you all. Good to see you all. Yeah. A little trickery, I guess. I had to pull with it. All right, so first questions first. Are you drinking coffee? That's my first question. And if so, what kind of coffee? This is Door County pecan cinnamon ice cream, which is like, to me, very summer. It could lean into fall, but very summer coffee because it reminds me of carnival, amusement parks, that kind of vibe. That's my phone, which I haven't turned off, as you can hear. If you heard that weird little noise there. By the way, I'm kind of curious. Can everyone hear me okay? All that kind of good stuff. I'm going to turn the sound off on this thing. A little do not disturb action. All right. Folgers half calf. I got issues. Okay, Virgil. Canned cold brew going. All right. All right. Happy Camper, a friend of a friend, roasted it. That sounds really good too. Camping season for some, summer. It gets a little too hot here. I think spring and fall is better for camping in the South. I don't know, Keith. I need to make some coffee ASAP. Thorn, do it, my friend. Do it. This is what we're here to do, is drink coffee and kick ass, so you don't want to be all out of coffee. Pam said this is late for me. I hear you. I hear you. All right, so the next question is what's everyone burning? Who's burning what? I'll get into what I'm burning in a little bit, in a couple minutes. It's something that's in my haul that I got backups of that we'll go over. Thank you, Melissa and Chris over at Witch Nose in the house. Good to see y'all. Love you guys. God bless y'all. Burning Samhain. All right. Oh, man. Yeah. That's one of my all-time favorites. Danny's got Abduction going. Yeah, Virgil and I have chatted a bit about the candle version of that thing, so I'm pretty stoked on all that. Pam, you've got Bath and Body Works off the vine. Last night you burned it. Thoughts? I smelled that in the store. When I went and picked things up, I sniffed a bunch of stuff, which I'll get into that too as we go on. Cool. Dead Night video. All right, Todd. That's thematic. I like it. I like it. Oh, cool. Thorn says hasn't put on any fresh wax yet, but got Brass Coffin Enchanted Forest from last night. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on that, because I have that coastal forest one, and that thing it's awesome. I mean, that is an awesome. Kiki kicking butt over at Brass Coffin. All right, Melissa and Chris, McCall's Trick or Treat. I'm not familiar with McCall's. Says it just meh. Okay. Pam, yeah, all I smell is floral. Okay, so let's get into why we're here. This. Okay. Bath and Body Works. Fine Enchanted Forest, sweeter than expected, but nice and earthy. The pine isn't too strong. Yeah, she does a kick butt pine, doesn't she? Like it's doesn't vibe Christmas or anything. Just smells real campestral and forest. I love it, man. I'm certain it's the vibes of the Pacific Northwest. Oh, cool. Thorne says Virgil's Winter Witch, but with maybe more forest. Virgil knows Winter Witch was one of my favorite. That whole witch line's incredible. Absolutely incredible. I love Winter Witch. Right on. Right on. So, yes, let's talk about Bath and Body Works. Let's get into this. I went when I picked that up and went a sniffing. And I pulled a few things up. A few things I thought were good that I don't have. And we'll just talk generally, too, about some of the other stuff. And we'll get into what I picked up. Off the Vine, that seems to be the one that's everybody's talking about the most lately, I guess, because of the, the tomato vine aspect of it. It's, maybe like the it thing for the summer of 2025, which Virgil has been doing tomato scarecrow for a minute, and it's one of the best tomato. I love that thing with the hay and the dirt, and it smells authentic, and it has just a mild touch of creep factor. I mean, for me though, like that might almost be conceptual because you're thinking about a tomato scarecrow, thinking about it being creepy, looking at the label, but if you didn't see a label for that, step back. I think that smells like an honest to goodness tomato patch, hayfield, dirt, awesome. And then Bramble and Thicket, Witch Nose, they've got an awesome tomato. What would you say? That one is that one's got like a very summer vibe. It's got a similar tomato vine note, but it's its own beast. I love that thing, Bramble and Thicket. Yeah, it reminds me of like a tomato patch in a garden, like a wild garden, maybe. Very cool. Right on. Yeah, Bramble and Thicket is amazing. Yeah, Tomato Scarecrow is incredible. The Scarecrow line, the Apple Scarecrow one is awesome. But off the vine, I agree. Okay, so again, let me get back to what I was saying. All you smell is floral, Pam. I agree. There's a lot of floral. I didn't expect it. I got in the store. I saw all of the body care that was around it, and Virgil actually, he did a video yesterday. He talked about this exact same thing. That's why like him and I are sort of the same person in some ways, I'll tell you. But same as him, I'm like, why is there body care of this? That's not a good sign. I smell it, and it's perfumey and floral, and it's the tomatoes like way in the back. Not something I would call off the vine at all. I didn't hate it. I thought it was interesting. It's an interesting take on it, very unexpected. I'm kind of curious. I didn't smell any of the body care for it. I was just smelling candles and then grabbing my stuff. I was kind of on a deadline to get back, but it was really perfumey, and I was shocked by it. So, I don't know if I'm going to pick anything else up. Father's Day, I think, sale is happening now. But there's a couple things that I liked that I didn't get. So I'll get into those right now, too. One of them being Blue Sky Haze. This says what it smells like: a day of clear skies and endless possibilities. Fragrance notes of bright bergamot, lily leaves, and sandalwood. This was a very fresh smelling candle. It did remind me of like Wide Open Skies. Had a very fresh smell. Like, to me, nothing was overpowering anything else in that one, and I really enjoyed it. I don't recall it being like heavy bergamot, but I'm sure it's there. Lily leaves and sandalwood. Lily is I like lily. It can go a little dark side, which is kind of like why I like it. Yeah, let's see. We're still talking tomatoes. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't just do a tomato vine scent. You know, they swing a little different sometimes, and I'm not always mad at it, but other times I'm like, it's kind of an odd choice. Thorn, the only thing holding you back from tomato scarecrow is the black pepper, which tends to make me sneeze. So I'll say this about tomato scarecrow. I don't like black pepper in things. I don't like it much at all, especially if it's strong. In tomato scarecrow, it's just sort of this enhancing note that it's really in the back, and it gives just a spark. I wouldn't be afraid of it if you don't like black pepper, because I don't like black pepper, and I think tomato scarecrow is awesome. I'll warn you though, it's a strong fragrance. That thing is very strong. Awesome, but strong. All right, so yeah, Blue Sky Haze was awesome. By the way, did anyone else go actually into the store over the past couple of weeks? This sale was, I think it was Member Appreciation Days, the one I took advantage of. I think it was like last weekend. Yeah, before the Father's Day sale. Now, Virgil says he went a couple days ago. Yeah. Now, look, I've only been buying Bath and Body Works for a couple years. I had a no Bath and Body Works policy when I started the channel, because I was trying to do this thing where it was just going to be small label stuff. But, you know, I was like, why don't I just talk about everything? Why disqualify anything, you know? Lavender espresso was the best thing they had, says Virgil. Lavender espresso. I didn't smell that one. Is that one of the newer ones? For like, or is it like one of the spring summer jams that they released a few weeks ago? I do have an espresso candle I'm going to go over here in a minute. But it's not that one. I think it's new this year. Odd pairing, but it works. That's interesting. I might go back in, like I said. So there's a couple things I was interested in. One of them was Blue Sky Haze. Oh, you know what? I'm 100% going back in, and I'll tell you what's going to drive me back in. There is a single wick. It is called Summer Boardwalk. It is caramel glazed popcorn, warm taffy apples, and salty sweet cream. What it smells like strolling on the boardwalk, favorite summer treats in hand. When I went in and picked up my stuff, I saw it chilling out on the front. Actually, the front display had a few of them chilling out there. And whoa, it is awesome. Like, I'm upset that there's not a 3-wick of this thing. I would buy 2 or 3 of these things. But I have, yeah, Witch Nose says I grabbed 4 of those. I have 2 free single wick things to grab, 2 free $18.95 jams, 2 summer boardwalks. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to go in and grab 2 of those. So while I'm in there, I may or may not pick something else up. If I did, Blue Sky Haze is a contender. And this other one, Virgil, you went over this one on your video yesterday. It's called Garden Weather. Fragrance notes are wild nectar, honeydew melon, and green apple. It smells like caring for and tending to your garden, full of hope and excitement. I agree. It does. It smells like you're standing in a fresh garden, but to me, like right after a cool rain or even during a cool rain, in a hot summer, you get these times where I grew up in the South. I grew up in Texas and Georgia and on the coast of Texas. And I also have lived on the coast a lot. And one of my favorite things is a nice cold rain during a hot summer. And garden weather reminded me of that. It kind of reminded me of standing in a beautiful, lush place where you've got some florals kicking, but a nice cold rain has come. And you can kind of smell it in the sky. And then it's got this melon, which I guess to me, melon a lot reminds me of just the coast and summer. So I really liked garden weather. I thought it was pretty rad. Let's see. Virgil, yeah, doesn't like lavender, but if it's a sweet lavender, not a floral, he likes it. Lavender, I'm hit and miss with it too. I don't like things that are like crazy strong lavender, but in the right context, it's really good. Thorne said, I'm all about grabbing a lavender plant and sticking it up my nose. Hey, what's up, Kent? Welcome. Glad you're here, man. So, yeah, garden weather, I dug. Blue sky haze, I dug. Definitely picking up 2 free summer boardwalks. That is happening. And so the other one that I'm on the fence on this one. It's called Pastel Taffy. If you guys know me, I'm all about my boardwalk, summer boardwalk, and carnival and amusement park type scents. Pastel Taffy says it smells like old-fashioned summertime, fun, all the salty and sweet memories. Fragrance notes are sticky saltwater taffy, tropical fruits, and vanilla sea salt. Now, vanilla taffy or pastel taffy, I say vanilla taffy because that's kind of the odd thing in that one for me. I don't know if you guys and gals have smelled pastel taffy. It has a nice taffy kind of hit to it with the salt and everything, and just the right amount of sweet. It's not overly sweet, and then it's got some of the tropical fruit in there, just vibing for the taffy. Most taffy is fruit flavored, but the vanilla sea salt, I don't know, man. I can see why it's in there because taffy has a bit of a creamy, sugary thing going. I think that's where they were going. They may have found it more pleasant, more buttery, I guess. But to me, that went the other direction from my experience with taffy, I guess. I'm curious about it, though. I'm curious enough about it to, if I had enough discounts, I might pick one up and burn it and see what it does. But yeah, pastel taffy. All right. Well, let's get into what I've got from Bath and Body Works in this giant bag. Let's see. All right. First off, I picked this up, and again, like we were talking about earlier, lavender, right? Lavender's hitting this for me. I did hear a lot about this one in particular, and I had a free. Woo, come on, camera, be a camera. This thing's pissing me off. Hey, dipshit, focus. Thank you. Now, I actually like the design on this a lot. I like the purple, and I like the bike and the coastal floral vibe of this candle. And I dig it. The lavender is kind of strong in this one, though. Let me go where I pulled this up. Oceanside lavender. I mean, the 3-wick's not a bad design either. It's pretty cool. I used to live in Wilmington, North Carolina. It's one of my favorite cities. I went to school there. I went to school at UNC. There's a big movie studio there in Wilmington, so that's was where I like kind of cut my teeth and got on like my first professional gigs as an actor. And Wilmington's a special place. It's really cool. It's got a river, Cape Fear River runs through there, and then you've got this gorgeous inlet. I mean, if you guys have seen Dawson's Creek, that was the first thing I was on. But it was, if you've ever seen the show, you've got all these really cool southern inlet vibes, mossy trees, all that good stuff, right out to the coast. And you've got Wrightsville Beach. I used to work on Wrightsville Beach. And there's a very particular vibe that is the eastern seaboard, especially like southern eastern seaboard. Wilmington and North Carolina, I love because you're starting to get far enough north where you're pulling in some of those upper northeastern vibes, like like you would see in Maine and all that kind of stuff. You start to see all the lighthouses, everything you've seen in a romance novel. They filmed a lot of that kind of stuff there. Some Nicholas Sparks action. That is Wilmington, and so there's a really cool southern coastal vibe. And this is I'm gonna punch this camera in the ass for not focusing. But the design of this ocean lavender, awesome. Notes on it. We'll go. It's wild lavender, sweet sandalwood, and calming waves. A restorative escape to a beachside town. So now, don't get me wrong. That's a lavender candle. It's if you don't like lavender, you're not gonna like this. But it is kind of a sweet lavender, and I like whatever the calming waves is, the oceanic hit to it. And so this, to me, smells like the South. And the design of it is very southern East Coast vibe. So I dig this. I'm looking forward to burning it. I'm glad I didn't get the 3-wick of it. I'll probably like this in small doses, but Oceanside lavender. All right. You know what? Let me grab this giant bag and put it somewhere more accessible. Better. All right, here we go. Yeah, Virgil, you would not like that. You would not care for that one bit. All right. Kent, insane. I was going to open up a surf shop in Wilmington when I was in my 20s. Dude, yeah. The surfing in Wilmington's decent. Southport was the first place I ever went. Southport is a little bit better for surfing. But then, like, right north of there, as you keep going, you got Surf City and Hatteras and all that awesome stuff. So, because if you were going to open a surf shop, dude, I love the vibe. I love North Carolina. It's possible I may be back there soon. We'll see. All right, here we go. So this is a backup that I ordered: blush, amber, and peony. Sweet peony, warm musk, and golden pear. Now, I can't remember who. This thing is so friggin' good, and it's a little touch of spooky to it. I want to say Nicole's Repair may have been the one that recommended this, but this thing is really, really awesome. And burning, it opens up, and you get like a little bit more sharp end. But the musk, the pear, yeah, Nicole, good reco, because this thing was awesome. Awesome. So this is a backup. I already have one that I'm about halfway through. So I'm going to start putting these over here. We'll stack these bad boys over here. All right, next up is what I'm burning right now. Another backup. Vintage Memories. All right, Vintage Memories. So, how to describe Vintage Memories? Well, you got leather. It's sweet cream, fresh cinnamon, and vintage leather. You know, the idea, I think, is transporting you back to a simpler time. I'm absolutely in love with this candle. It smells like the 70s. You get everything from like old couch. Like I can't remember, somebody was like, oh, so somebody told me it smelled like an old couch. And I said, yeah, like an old couch in a basement. The leather, the sweet cream. I mean, it's so friggin' good. It's such a vibe. Sweet cream, fresh cinnamon, and vintage leather. And I think it's a little personal, transportative to me. My dad was in the music industry when I was a kid, and before I was born, he was a rock promoter. And so we used to hang out with a lot of, by the way, I got 2 backups, baby, of that, because that is going to be gone soon. It's whatever they've got left is what they've got left. But yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of memories of like growing up around, you know, hanging out in places, and it's like dusty, musty 70s rock and roll vibes for me too. I love the old couch. It does kind of smell like an old couch. Who was it? Sarah said that one of her friends told her it reminded them of a roller skating rink. It does. It does have this vibe of that roller skating rink. You got that musty kind of a smell, the leather of the skates, your rental skates and all that. I can see that too. But Vintage Memories is incredible. I love that candle. I really hope they keep bringing it back year after year. It would be awesome. As it is now, I have 3 backups, and the one I'm burning is probably got about a third of it left. So yeah, Vintage Memories, which is what I'm burning now. Absolutely love this candle. All right. Let's catch up with you guys. Well, hey, Mr. Mansion. What's up, Dan? Dante, Renee. I love Mr. Mansion. If you guys don't know, man, he had this channel called 10 Room Bizarro. I think it's still up, but where he reviews movies and stuff, which, I love my eclectic people that have that crazy taste like I do, that like dive into film and dive into it the same way that we dive into candles. There's a lot there to dive into. Mr. Mansion, I love 10 Room Bizarro, and I love you, dude. I hope you're doing great. Says Werewolf from South of Sanity. Brother, I love that freaking that beast. I swear, like, it's crazy to me that there's not literal pheromones in that one. Thorn, I got Werewolf in a sample size. Pull that sucker out of the back of your drawer. It is awesome. It's awesome. I just burped in my own mouth, by the way. Sorry. Coffee. All right. Moving on. What do we got here? Let's see. Here is one. I was going to pull it up on the website, and I totally spaced out and didn't do it. So I'm going to do that real fast. By the way, I'm going to do a next Saturday. I'm going live again. I haven't decided everything I'm going to cover, but we'll get into that later. But there's going to be another live next Saturday. Okay. Here we go. Fiji White Sands. Fresh cut sugarcane, white nectarine, and sandalwood. Now, I smelled this in the store and had to have it. I like to go in like when I know there's going to be a huge sale and just go in and sniff everything up and then go home and make a note and that way I can put my order in and get all the. I go in early, right? So before the sales, if I figure out there's a sale coming, but Fiji White Sands is one of the best things. I can't wait to burn it. I haven't burned it yet, obviously. Um, it it reminds me of a few things. It kind of reminds me of Goose Creek Sandy Toes, but maybe a little sweeter. But what it is a very authentic beach smell. The fresh cut sugar cane. This is not like a gourmand sugar at all. It's very raw nature. I don't know if it's just because it is a beach candle, but to me, I can almost smell the suntan lotion in this. Like it's not in there, right? It's just sandalwood and maybe the white nectarine, whatever white is. I'm not. I don't think there's such a thing as a white nectarine, so I could be wrong. I'm not a fruit expert. I'm not an expert on much, to be honest. But man, this is absolutely super tropical. Let's not even say tropical. It's just beach, like beach sand and beach vibes. It can be tropical. It could be East Coast. It could be West Coast. But I cannot wait to burn that. That thing is awesome. Kind of curious what they say about it on the website. They say it smells like the sweetest, brightest beach day ever. I'd agree. It's a very warm candle, warm smelling candle. I love the beach, man. I love the ocean. I used to love summer. I've gotten away from liking summer because of where I live, which is, I don't have access to like a any nice lakes. Lake Lanier's close to here. It's a huge lake. It's dirty. It's overcrowded. It used to be an awesome place. It's not anymore. The best lake anywhere near here, I would say, is like Lake Chatoog, or there's another lake up there in the northeastern mountains of Georgia that's absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, all that's not anywhere near me. I'm used to living on the coast. I'm used to living on the coast or at least near a big body of water where I can go and enjoy myself. And I've always been a water baby, a coastal kid. So I love summer. I've got a lot of cool memories of, going to the beach and I learned how to surf for a while. I was doing that for a minute. Here, like it's just hot and muggy and gross because Georgia's very humid. It's you know, almost as humid as Florida. Nothing much is as humid as Florida except for maybe the frickin' rainforest. But all this East Coast, it can get really hot, crazy muggy, and it just sucks. And there's a lot of bugs. So it just sucks. To me, it sucks. I hate it. So I've gotten to where like summer's not my favorite, but like when I live where I want to live, I love summer. Summer into fall is my favorite. I love that time of year, man. It's so cool. And I used to work in a resort, which was so much fun, man. It was a lot of hard work, really early hours, but I made good money and I was on the beach. When I got off of work, they slid me a whiskey sour and a shot of tequila, and I banged that and I grabbed my whiskey sour and went and laid on the beach until my ride came and got there. I was super tan. Kent, I love the ocean and hate the summer. I'm with you. Yeah. Depending on where you're at, summer just sucks. Um, Spooky Boy Jones, beach candles are strong to me because I don't burn them much. Yeah, it's such a different vibe, and it's I'll have to say it's like one of these things too. Coastal Southern Gothic, like if you can mix like kind of little creep and Southern Gothic and coastal, it is one of the coolest vibes ever. You don't see it much. You don't see it much. Let's see. Thorne says, going into Bath and Body Works, it's weirder for me as a guy, I guess. I'm in there like, give me the body care in the purple bottle, and they look at me like, we know you, who you are. That's pretty funny. It's been at least 20 years since I've been to Bath and Body Works, probably a preteen. Well, you know, like I said, I was anti Bath and Body Works for a while. Virgil at South of Sanity was the one that convinced me to not be. So I went in for Halloween and started checking some stuff out. They have some cool stuff. You know, reminds me of Yankee, right? Like Yankee has a lot of, I'm not trying to be cruel, like, you know, but it's some basic bitch stuff. There's a lot of basic bitch stuff. A lot of stuff that's like for everybody. We're kind of niche, right? We like our spooky stuff and all that kind of thing, but we're all so different too, man. Like I love my tropical scents, summer scents, stuff like that. And there's no denying Yankee and Bath and Body Works do really cool stuff. I can't be mad at them. Hey, Chase, AVA Pop Culture in the house. Love to see you here, brother. Love to see you here. Love the beach, but not a fan of summer heat. Yeah, he's okay, man. He's 15 minutes from where I'm from, right here too. Like we're close together. It's the same. It's just hot, man. It's just hot and muggy and sucks. Sea Witch by Witch City Wicks is an awesome site. Yeah, that's a good one. I like also Sea Witch by Lunar Light Company's really good. Yeah, Bath and Body Works, like Yankee, has so many scents that there's just going to be some hit and miss, you know? I mean, I kind of feel like that with most companies. It's always some hit and miss with any of the major companies, even the small companies, really. I agree. Danny said they don't have the variety. Been buying too long. Vintage Memories is unique enough. Bath and Body Works every once in a while will pop something out like Vintage Memories or I mean, I'm going to say it again, that Spooky Moon Teeny. That thing smells like Pepsi Blue. I mean, that's like blue raspberry Pepsi Blue. It is so nostalgic. I love that thing. I still have it out. I burn that sometimes. A lot of the same scents, different year. Kent says Dark Candles, Sea Witch. I got to try Dark Candle. Yeah, I have to. Moonlit Graveyard, that was a killer scent. The Stranger Things line they did, the second line, that thing was banger. I liked all of them. Actually, yeah, one of those landed on my top 2024 scents. So, yeah, I mean, Bath and Body Works, better than Yankee these days, I'd say. My 2 cents. Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, like, why would I want the pizza one? I will say this. The coffee one was awesome. It was really good. Anyway, let's dive back in. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. You know what? Let's jump over here to one. I didn't repurchase this, but I would. Flower Child. This is awesome. So this is another really nostalgic kind of a scent. Flower Child is white narcissus, cashmere musks, and sweet cedarwood. And, you know, it's not as hardcore as like Vintage Memories as far as like throwing you back. But it is very nostalgic and reminds me of the 70s. So Flower Child was really good. The cedarwood pops through. It's right in the back. It is a sweet cedarwood. It's not like it's not like that, you know, that mauve center cedarwood heart. It's just a good solid cedarwood in the back. You've got cashmere musks, which it's not cologne at all. Like this isn't cologne or perfumey. It's basically like a floral scent that has a nice wood and a nice, I don't know, kind of a sweet smoothness, but very nostalgic, very nostalgic scent. Flower Child. I would recommend that one. That's really good if you like some florals and some nostalgia. And so, speaking of nostalgia, this was the one I bought with Vintage Memories the first time. Lemon espresso twist. And Jen, I got this for her. And I like a good lemon candle. Like if it's the right vibe. Lemon espresso twist is awesome. Okay, so and I got to say this too about Bath and Body Works. They have another one. It's like a iced lemon pound cake or something. It's really good. It's really good. But this is espresso beans, warm vanilla, and lemon peel. Your early morning pick me up with a bright, cheerful twist. So, yeah, espresso beans. It has that bitter, hard coffee hit with the lemon peel, and the vanilla almost gives it a lemon pound cake vibe. But the espresso beans in this give it this kind of depth. And again, so this I would say is for me a very nostalgic scent. My grandmother used to make these lemon like I mean they would weep when you cut into them. They were like lemon pound cakes, and it has that vibe to it. But I find this really pleasant too because of the coffee note, and it's a fantastic blend, lemon espresso twist. Again, if you're into something that is super nostalgic, to me this is like a companion of Vintage Memories. You stick Vintage Memories and this on, and you're in like Eric Foreman's house. Kitty's upstairs whipping up some food, and you're in the basement with your friends doing things. Yeah, brother. Chase. Yeah, it is an awesome candle. I might pick up another one. We'll see. We'll see. Um, Pam, the pizza candle. It was weird, right? But like I can see how people might dig it. Like again, like Bath and Body Works, I got to give them credit for like throwing some interesting things out there. Again, they're kicking Yankee all over the place as far as like one of these big brands that's doing stuff. Um, yeah, the labels are cool. Yeah, I dig that old vintage style, like it was like gingham style type of label too. And then they've got you got like some macaroons and the old school coffee warmer. That lemon down there. I actually have a lemon table, one of those old 70s lemon wedge tables. Uh, and then Vintage Memories has, look, yeah, it's got a Sunday on it, got a record. I mean, like, ice cream. I'm going to say that's probably speakers, roller skate, LP. Yeah, cool labels. I dug them. For sure. All right. Now, let's get into the last two I got, which I think are the newest things that I got from them. I guess before I get into that, I'll get into this last one that I haven't talked about yet. I added this onto my order like at the end, a couple months ago. I think this one's only available online. Um, this is dark and kind of creepy. It does have, I'd say it does have a almost a cologne vibe, but I don't know. There's something different about this one. It is raspberry noir, velvet rose petals, and mocha musk is what they're claiming these fragrance notes are. Timeless, brilliant, alluring night on the town. I don't smell any of that. I don't smell mocha. Rose, maybe. And like, again, I don't like rose. I really don't like rose. But there's been a couple things lately that had rose in them that were awesome. And this is one of them. So this does have a slight cologne vibe to it. I'll give it that. But to me, it's a whole vibe. It does do like nighttime. It does do like, it's a cooler scent. It's a, you know, a more chill scent. Chill is in temperature. But I actually dig this quite a bit. If you hate cologne scents overall, period, there's no room for you liking them. You might not like it. That's one of the rare ones that it has a cologne vibe, but it does other stuff. I mean, the raspberry in it, it's not, this is like a smoother, musky kind of a candle. It's musky and it's got a, like a musky, I guess the raspberry is sort of in there. It's kind of, it's a pretty candle. I don't know. Like it's blended so well. It's really hard to pick it out. The rose comes in, it's way back. It's way back. Thorn says, yeah, rose comes in at least 3 different flavors. And a lot of people who don't like, hate just one of them. It's true. There's certain rose scents that are terrible, but rose in the right context and certain parts of rose scents are actually really good. End of the Night's an awesome candle. It's usually not something that would be up my alley when especially reading the notes. I mean, I added that on as like I think whenever I bought that, it was like I needed another one to get me free shipping. So End of the Night. Yeah, you've got the body mist too. Awesome. Yeah, Witch Nose digs it. Let's see. Sunset Desert. It came out. This is something I want to talk to you guys about too, since I haven't really been purchasing from Bath and Body Works. There's a lot of ones that they did back in the day that sound awesome. Summer Desert was a great, unique one they pumped out. Surprisingly, I wish we should bought more. Yeah, that's kind of the thing, right? So like, I'm not terribly mad when there's a lot of repetition of things during that, like a line that just always comes out that you can count on things coming out. I don't like it when something hits and it's awesome and it's unique and it might need some time to find its footing. You know, movies are like this, by the way. There are movies that come out and they take a few years to catch their footing and catch on. And by the time you've caught on, it's hard to get a hold of. Same with TV series. There's been a few TV series, by the time they finally caught on, they already got canceled. I hate that. I don't like things that don't get a chance to get out there. You know? Summer Desert. Sunset Desert. Yeah, Sunset Desert. That sounds good to me. I like a good desert scent. All right, we got 2 more to go. Let's dive in. This one. Sunlit Glow. As you can see, the label, they had a really cool candle holder that was VW bus. Wasn't a VW if you looked at it. They probably couldn't do that. Probably proprietary, but we know that's a VW surf bus. All right, the fragrance notes on this Sunlit Glow are sunny citrus, beachside coconut, and warm amber. What it smells like: the warm, sweet vibes of golden hour on the coast. Sunny citrus, beachside coconut, and warm amber. I did not order this candle because of those notes. Amber, I'm going to have to smell it first before I get into it. This stuff can get so cloying and just basic bitch and sweet. I don't know what's going on with Sunlit Glow. I went in the store. I was sniffing things. I traded this out for another candle that I ordered. They were like, I was like, yo, can I trade? They were like, yeah, you can trade this. This thing is friggin' awesome. It's a whole friggin' vibe. It does not sound like what you would think. Sunny citrus, beachside coconut, and warm amber. Sunny citrus. What's the sunny? Beachside coconut. What's the beachside? I'm going to take a few guesses. Whatever the sunny part of citrus is has a pop of almost a spice. I don't know. It's got like a hot hit. Has a hot hit. The beachside coconut, I'm going to guess coconut husks, which, by the way, Witch Nose, I got to get an order in and get Soul and a few other things. But Soul is so friggin' good, and it's one of those ones that has that coconut husk in it. And I think this has coconut husk. The coconut in there, I don't know, man. It is not like gourmand coconut. I mean, it gives such a beachy, warm vibe, and it has like a sparkling effervescence to it, and it's smooth. The warm amber gives this nice smoothness to it. So there's a heat to this candle. But this thing was good enough for me to take a candle out of my order and replace it with it. So, it's one of those ones, man. Bath and Body Works does this sometimes where it's like you read the notes and you're like, I don't know about that. That's not my deal on those based on the scent notes. Yeah, that thing's awesome. So, Sunlit Glow. Very good. All right, let's get back in here. Maybe they'll do a collab with VW so they can use the label. I know, right? I agree. Be cool. Yeah, Pam, my dad and I always said that if we liked a TV show, it wouldn't be renewed for next season. I stopped bothering. Like, first off, I don't have a lot of time to watch TV, so I'm not the target audience for like streaming shows. Everybody watches streaming shows all the time. Whatever. I usually have got like maybe one thing going, and I like movies. Nothing wrong with like streaming shows. There's a lot of incredible shows, right? You're also talking about an investment of a ridiculous amount of hours. So like until something's been on for a while and had some seasons, and whether or not they got canceled before they like wrapped up the actual storyline, don't you hate it when you start watching a show, they're in the middle of all these cool storylines that gets canceled and it's gone, and you're like, well, that sucked. I would love to know what happened. A really good one is Kringle Desert Oud. I feel like people sleep on that one, and it's amazing. Hey, that sounds great to me. If it's got oud in it, I'm going to check it out. You need to get that van when it goes on sale and paint it up like the Mystery Machine. Yeah. They didn't have any in the store. I don't know if that thing's sold out and is coming back at all. I could totally paint that like the Mystery Machine. That's a great idea. Because my first video, right, was Scooby. Dude, look, down here, chilling. I've got a shelf. I've got this old vintage desk, and it's got a shelf below it. But Scooby chills right down here. It's funny to think about like how, I don't know, influential certain things are from your childhood into your life. If you really go back and look, Scooby-Doo is one of those things for me. Desert Oud is one of those Kringles that are hard to predict. Oh, Witch Nose. We're gonna get into Danny. We're gonna get into some Witch Nose stuff next week for sure. Yeah, if they're gonna do a story arc, they should keep it within the time contracted. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's a tough industry, man. If you want to unfold, if you're gonna come up with a show, you need to have a plot that unfolds over a certain amount of seasons. But if you get canned, then you're kind of screwed. That's why really smart writing will have a season conclude and you feel satisfied, even though there might be a through thread that's continuing on. So, Chase says, hit that like button and help Chance get this channel out to more people. Yeah, please. That'd be awesome. Yeah, hit the like. That'd be great. We're gonna get into this this last one here. Yes, here we go. Sea salt and sails. This is awesome. All right, this is it's a really authentic ocean. So it says ocean sea spray, aloe vera nectar, and driftwood, cruising along the warm, breezy coastline. That's exactly it. This thing is, it's on the ocean. You're in a sailboat, you're on the ocean, you've got the ocean sea spray, and you're off the coast. So you got the wood, the wood's blowing in from offshore breeze. This is heavy on the ocean and sea salt. This is one of the best oceanic, actually smells like the ocean candles in the most pleasant way. I mean, like some people might go, oh, it's kind of spa like. I don't think so. I mean, it's got a little bit of a it's got a little bit of a pleasantness to it, obviously. But it doesn't have that, like, so a lot of ocean candles, right? They have this like perfumey cologne thing. It doesn't do that. This is like sea salt. The aloe vera is really kick-ass in here because, and look at this vessel, man. The vessel's amazing. Got the lighthouses. This is northeastern seaboard. This again reminds me of Carolina. Rocks and trees and ocean spray. That's what this is. Absolutely love this thing. I can't wait to burn this. Goose Creek used to have a candle, and it was just like sea salt and ocean. And I don't know, they got rid of it. And I would say this is a worthy replacement of that. If you want something that really just smells like ocean water on a summer day. The wood is way in the back. It's a base, it's way in the back, just propping up the sea salt. The aloe vera is really nice because it gives you the, like a very plant green, but sharp hit. I love this, man. I don't know how many of you guys and gals are into ocean fragrances and seaside stuff, but that's incredible. It's one of my favorite things that I got. All right. That's it. That's what I got from Bath and Body Works. Yeah, Todd, he says he lives on the seacoast and it sounds on point. Lucky dog, man. I can't wait to get back to living next to the ocean or at least a Great Lake. Do ocean scents all summer. I'll recommend the sea salt and sails. It's really good. Really, really good. Very nature, right? Not perfumey and kind of body care at all. So yeah. So that's it. Bath and Body Works. So I was, I think I caught one of Bonnie's videos over Queen of the Girl Geeks. I think is that her channel name. I'm sure y'all know who I'm talking about. Bonnie is a huge candle channel and a sweetheart, by the way. What an absolute sweetheart. But she was talking about how there was a rumor kind of maybe going around that they may do a summer ween drop, which might have some carnival-esque stuff coming. It wouldn't surprise me. The boardwalk candle that I talked about, that I'm going to go pick up 2 of those, would go in that summer ween thing. But I've heard a little bit of rumblings that this might be true. I talked to the girls at the location I go to pick stuff up. They hadn't heard anything yet about it, but they were very excited by the prospect of it. I think we all would be. The best hair in the candle game. Oh, thank you. I'll say this. It is about to be gone because I've had this hair hanging out on my head being all super long, and I'm tired of it. And it is going in the next few weeks. I used to cut my hair all the time, man. Like cut it, grow it out. This is my thing. So you know. All right. Next Saturday, we're gonna do another live. Next Saturday, we're gonna get into Witch Nose. First off, Dark Carnival, Attic Toy Room, and Killer Bitch Bubblegum. I've just received this package. It is, I'll tell you this much. Jen has already stolen Killer Bitch Bubblegum and was like, this is my signature scent. This is like, it reminds her of everything from the 90s and nostalgia, and is such a kick-ass scent. We burned it for hours yesterday while I put together her desk. Killer Bitch Bubblegum is awesome. I'm not gonna say any more about it because we're gonna talk about it next week. June 1st, that line launches for Witch Nose. So we're gonna get into that next Saturday. As a matter of fact, I'm burning these now. Dark Carnival, one of my favorite things on the planet. I love that. I love that candle. Like, love it. New label on it, by the way, too. Very cool. Very cool. Attic Toy Room. I had people here. We were celebrating my mom's birthday, and when this package arrived, so I opened everything up and let everybody smell it. Attic Toy Room was a hit with some people too. I'll get into what that's about. So I'm not going to give anything away until next week. But really cool fragrances. And give me one second. This just arrived. That just arrived. Literally like 3 or 4 minutes before I went live. I'm going to unbox that next Saturday. This coming Saturday. So 1 week from today. Yeah, we're going to get into a pretty big Goose Creek haul. Virgil, his fault, and I'm not even a little bit mad at it. I'm very grateful. And he was like, dude, you've got to try the Rainy Day Snuggles, all that good stuff. Dude, I'm excited to cut this thing open. I almost don't want to wait. It's going to be hard to wait a week to cut that thing open, but I'm going to do it. Stormy Day Snuggle, that's the one. Yeah. So Goose Creek coming. Yeah, Thorn. Georgia summer's an awful time for hair on your neck. Telling me, man. I always have my hair up like almost all the time anymore. It's like, just cut the damn stuff. I miss having a cool haircut too, by the way. It's like, geez. It's been a minute. When I was acting, I kept like a kind of a shaggy, cool haircut that I could do the same kind of rolls that you do when you have long hair, but do other stuff too, and look like a little preppy or look like a bunch of stuff. I love a good haircut, and all I've had is long ass boring hair for a long ass boring time. I'm done with it. And like I said, I cut it, I grow it back. That's what I do. All right, well, that's all I got for y'all today. Y'all want to hang out a little bit longer? Let me know. We'll hang out a little bit longer. Smash the like. Help me out. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about upcoming. I have been flirting with moving into media on this channel, talking about films. Obviously, I'm still doing Cinewax, where I'm pairing a film with a candle. Burn this, watch this. Yeah, that's still definitely happening. But I'm going to probably move into full-on just media, just talking about films, talking about things. There's a lot of movies out there in the world that I feel like need a light on them. shined on them. Chase, it is Bath and Body Works lemon espresso twist. They also have one called iced lemon pound cake. Iced lemon pound cake, I think. I recommend the espresso one because it's nostalgic. But if you want a kick-ass lemon, like iced lemon, very authentic smelling pound cake, that one's good. It's really good. But yeah, I'm gonna be moving into doing some media stuff. I'm just working on how I might do that and how I might do that with my schedule. Just how I might work that in. Doing some movie reviews and different things like that. Just talking everything movies and film and everything that is life, right? It's the industry we're in and the thing I'm extremely passionate about in life, as you should be if you're gonna dedicate your life to something. So yeah, that's coming up. I see no one is. Kent said he wants to hang. Good, thanks, Kent. I want to hang too. Let's hang. Let's hang for a minute. Chase, can't wait to hear you talk about movies. Oh man, I'd love to come on and do an Italian horror movie discussion. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Italian horror is it's an interesting genre of films that I got into kind of like way back. It's become a little trendy in recent years. But at the same time, like it's been around a long time. It's influenced a lot of things. I love Italian horror. I've been into it before it was cool, and while it was cool, and probably it'll not be cool again, and I'll still love it. So I'd love to do an Italian horror movie discussion. By the way, AVA pop culture, if you're into, if you want to watch stuff about media and movies and a celebration of film and everything that's great about movies, and I'm talking all kinds, there's no snobbery going on. We talk about film in a real kind of a way, in a way that is accessible to everybody. And Chase knows his stuff. He's a filmmaker. He's a director. We know our stuff with movies, which is, and I went to school for film as well. So like, you've got Chase over there. He makes movies, man. I met him because I was in one of his films. Dude's an awesome filmmaker, and I love hearing him talk about movies. And we do connect a lot, but sometimes we have our things that we don't agree on, and that's always fun too to get into. But yeah, man, let's talk about movies in a fun kind of a way, a celebration of things, you know? Cool. Thanks, Melissa and Chris. I hope everybody's looking forward to it. Do you like the movie Cemetery Man? So I got the 4K just recently. I think, what is it, Severin? I love Cemetery Man. So let's see. I'm trying to remember what I'm bad with years, right? Like I can tell you what happens in life from this time to this time to this time. Like what year was that? I don't know. But I was living in Texas. I'd moved to Austin right after I had gotten out of film school. I've got a degree in production, film production, and I also have a degree in film critical studies, and I also have a degree in acting. And so I just gotten finished with all that, and I moved to Austin for doing some work. My aunt is a producer, and she was out there at the time. And I moved to Austin. I started working at the Alamo Draft House. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with the Alamo Draft House, but it's a very unique like dinner movie theater experience. I think the first ones that did it, and their concentration is, I'm talking like B movies, crazy movies. We would get in the real prints, the 35 millimeter prints, no digital, you know, like we would get in the actual prints of the movies. And Alamo was some of the first company I remember, which was cool because I was a little part of it at a time where you were planning event things. Like we would put up Jaws, where you're in an inner tube on a lake, and we put it on a screen, a floating screen, and you would float in your inner tube and watch Jaws. And we may have hired a diver or two to be under the water to go tug some toes and scare the crap out of you. But Alamo was an awesome place I used to work. And a few doors down from that was a place called Vulcan Video, Austin Vulcan Video. And I started going to Vulcan Video. And I wish I could remember the guy's name in there. But I came in and we were talking movies and everything, and he mentioned to me Suspiria and Argento, and I was not super familiar at all. Matter of fact, the only Argento movie I'd ever seen was something that I didn't even realize I had seen, which was in America called Creepers, and it's Jennifer Connelly is in it, and I saw that when I was young. The better cut of it is Phenomena. It's got Jennifer Connelly. It's got dude from Halloween, man. How am I missing Donald Pleasance's name? Donald Pleasance, for God's sakes. Great, cool movie, wacky flick. That was the first time I'd ever seen Jennifer Connelly. People saw her in Labyrinth and stuff. Creepers was my first Jennifer Connelly experience. But I went in there and he started talking to me about Italian horror. And he started sending me home with movies like Cemetery Man. And man, Cemetery Man is such a cool movie, guys. Yeah, it's neat. It's neat, man. All right, Danny. Well, cool. Yeah. I like to talk about them. We definitely love to talk about them. Yeah, Chase, everybody's all of a sudden lifelong fans of Italian horror. I know. Nobody, when I went to film school, all right, no one talked about Italian films at all. The only mention of Italian films in film school when I was there, either in the production or the critical aspect, the critical discussion of films, was spaghetti westerns. Was the only time Italian films were mentioned. So so this is a guy, me growing up watching horror and all that kind of stuff. I didn't get exposed to Italian horror until later on. And now everybody's like, oh, I used to watch that all the time. No, you didn't. Stop lying. Stop lying. Kent went to the graveyard where the first night, I saw that, where the first Night of the Living Dead was filmed. Yes. Night of the Living Dead. I mean, how do you talk about Night of the Living Dead, man? That thing is an incredible movie. Love it. Love it. Yeah, Virgil says, Chance got me to watch Heart Eyes. Heart Eyes. Heart Eyes is so good. I didn't hear much about it. It came out around Valentine's Day and did its thing and went away. I didn't hear much about it. I didn't hear anything bad. I didn't hear anything good. There was a movie that came out called Companion around that time that got a lot of the press, I think. Jen and I watched Heart Eyes on our anniversary, and it was so good. If you like slashers from the 90s and 2000s era, that Scream, that Final Destination, all that kind of that era of 90s and 2000s horror, Heart Eyes is a throwback to that. And it's such a cool movie because the writing in it is incredibly smart. This is a slasher movie rom-com. It is a slasher movie, period, at its heart, but you get the beats of a romantic comedy as the plot unfolds. So cool. Such a really inspired piece of writing. Cool kills. The Hard Eyes slasher is awesome. Like the get up, I think, okay, everybody talks about, oh, it's a new horror icon. Everybody wants to be a new horror icon. You know who's going to be a new horror icon? It's going to be Hard Eyes. Because they didn't come out trying to be like, oh, I'm the best new thing. No, they came out and delivered this really cool movie. And it's wonderful. It's wonderful. I recommend Hard Eyes highly. Really, really great acting in it too. Mason Gooding, great job. You guys might know him from Scream 5 and 6. Olivia Holt. Wow. This girl is awesome. I saw her in another movie. I think it was called Totally Killer, which was sort of like Back to the Future meets a slasher movie. And she was in that. And she was in they go back in time to the 80s. And as an actor, encapsulating a time period isn't the easiest thing. You see a lot of things and they throw it back to a time period. They throw it back to an era. but the characters themselves just seem like very modern with the way that they do things, very modern with the way that they think and express themselves. To capture a time period, you have to study not just the culture of the things that happened, but how people were. And Olivia Holt and Totally Killer, we watched this movie. I was like, holy crap, this girl reminds me of the 80s. I was there, man. I was a little kid, but I was there. She reminded me of some of my friends' sisters I had crushes on and stuff, and she encapsulated the total vibe of the 80s with her performance, with the actual character itself, besides just the lines. She was spectacular in that. And when we started watching Hard Eyes, I was like, who is this girl? I think I've seen her before. And then it hit me, and I was like, okay. Yeah, she's phenomenal. Phenomenal. Hard Eyes. Danny said Hard Eyes was great fun. Threw you back. Yes, it throws you back to the 90s. So good. Kent, yeah, Alex from Lunar Light has got the fragrance of the movie theme on point. Very, very true. Very true. Her and I chat. I'm going to get her on, and we're going to talk Lunar Light stuff. Her and I both have extensive VHS collections, and we're both of the era of grunge rock, and which, by the way, we all hated the term grunge, by the way, when our music came out. But yeah, Alex at Lunar Light has that on point. I agree. Yeah, Giallo. I've become a like Giallo connoisseur. But again, like, be real. In the 80s and 90s, nobody was talking about Italian horror. It was very rare anyone talked about it. Very rare it made the jump over. Anyone who claims that they've been watching Italian horror for decades is probably lying. Just saying. I think I caught on to it really early because of Vulcan Video and those guys over there, because those guys and gals over there were, they were movie connoisseurs and deep diving into stuff way before it was cool to do it. And so they were able to throw out recommendations to me of that kind of stuff. That was the first time I ever heard of it, and that was in the 2000s, guys. So, yeah, what's another slasher rom-com? There's not many. I think there's another one out there. It's on the edge of my mind, but the way it's done in Hard Eyes is brilliant. To do a slasher movie and then have all the beats of a romantic comedy as that story unfolds, while the two main characters keep screaming that they're not on a date, it's hysterical. It's hysterical. Wild Zero. Zombie rom-com. Oh, yeah, the zombie rom-com phase. So there was a few of those. And I'll have to throw out my aunt is a producer. She did a movie with Joe Dante called Burying the Ex, and it's a zombie romantic comedy. Had Anton Yelchin, rest in peace, dude. I remember when she was doing that and working with Joe Dante, and they were casting, and they were looking at a couple of different people for the lead, and there was a particular guy, I won't say his name, he's pretty famous now and was on a roll, but it was between him and Anton Yelchin, and they asked my advice, and so I went to bat for Anton Yelchin, and he got the role. And I always wanted to have a chat with him and sit down and talk about that whole thing. But Burying the Ex, it's fun. It's fun. It's got It's got Ashley Green from Twilight in it. Anton Yelchin. It's a fun movie. Yeah, Warm Bodies. That's the other one. If I was to send you Dark Candles Wax Melts, where would I send it? Oh, dude, Kent. I'll hit you up on Instagram, man. Thank you. That's amazing. I would love to smell those, man. Absolutely love it. Thank you. Did I see Maxine? I did. I love Ty West. I'm gonna pull the was a Ty West fan before other Ty West fan card only by accident, because I happened to see this movie called The Roost. And I used to watch a lot of film. Going to film school, you watch a ton of films, and then you just get into it, and you just never stop watching movies. And I saw this movie called The Roost about killer bats, and I thought it was directed really well, very low budget, but it was cool. And I was like, who is this guy? I want to pay attention for when he does something else. And it was Ty West. And I remember when House of the Devil dropped, and wow, What a cool movie. House of the Devil was amazing. I loved The Innkeepers. The Innkeepers is really creepy, really fun movie. But then, he did some stuff and he kind of went away for a while, and then he came back with X and Pearl and Maxine. And I liked Maxine. It was interesting. Maxine's interesting. I've only seen it the once. I think there's a lot there to talk about. I like the vibe. The beginning especially, it was a pretty true blue 80s vibe, I thought. Yeah, so I had a good time with that movie. It was kind of wild. It some good things and bad things there with it, but overall I had a good time with it. Yeah, if anyone catches Bearing the X, let me know what you thought. Like I said, my aunt and cousin produced that movie. I've got stories about that production, if anyone's ever interested. Virgil asks why I always die in the movies I'm in. At least I'm in. At least I'm somebody. Let's say this: if you're in a horror movie, if you get cast in a horror movie, you want to die. You want to get killed in some kind of crazy way. I'm telling you, you do. It's fun. Yeah, sure. If you survive and you get to be in the next one, cool. But one of the most fun parts of being in a horror movie is getting killed, and like some creative way in which you get killed and how they're going to pull that off. I get my throat slashed a lot. Yeah. Chase likes X. That's his only movie that he likes from Ty West. House of the Devil's not your favorite, but you get to see Greta Gerwig get axed. You do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, let me know. I mean, I can talk about a little bit of Burying the X behind the scenes stuff. Not a lot. I wasn't there for some of it. My aunt would come home and just unload sometimes and tell me stuff. Yeah. And I remember like when they were developing it. I could have gone and worked on it, and I didn't at the time. And I kind of wish I would have, because Joe Dante, man. Howling, Gremlins. That would have been epic, to just be a fly on the wall and watch him work. Would have been really cool. So, yeah. Well, ladies and gents, I've been cracking on for a while now. What are we at? Almost an hour and a half. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and I think I'll go ahead and call it a day. I'm so glad you guys and gals were here and hanging out with me. Yeah, sometimes the story is better if you're not there, though less truthful. Yeah, you only get one side of it. My aunt being producer, interestingly enough, she's like in the middle. Being a producer is tough. I've done it a few times. I don't like it, but it's a hard job. Thanks, Virgil, man. Thank you. Happy holiday weekend to everybody out there. It is Memorial Day. I didn't even realize it was Memorial Day. It's usually not as close to my mom's birthday as it is this year, but it's landing on an interesting like the way that the calendar is. It landed earlier than I'm used to it. So happy Memorial Day weekend to everybody. I get to go outside now for about 5 or 6 hours and do yard work, which I suppose is very Memorial Day. So I'll definitely have a cold beer after that, and I will definitely start burning some of these Bath and Body Works that I got. Anyway, man, thank you all for being here. So next Saturday, 11 a.m., we're going to get into the new Witch Nose line, and we're going to unbox this Crazy Goose Creek box. It's going to be a time. It's going to be a time. I hope to see you all there. Much love, and keep it creepy. And throw one back for me while I'm out in the yard sweating. Thanks, guys.